Well, what if you could travel and instead of coming home with a bunch of tchotchkes in your pocket, you come home better acquainted with yourself. You know yourself a little bit better. This is what I'm speaking of on the blog this week, and I'm going to walk somewhere else. I'm going to get bit up with mosquitoes. But I think if you travel this way, you travel intentionally, I believe it's much more in alignment with what's happening today. You know, I think everyone is getting a little bit over the whole over-tourism industry where everything's so crowded and people are being disrespectful and not honoring the earth or other travelers. There's no intention behind it. You know, the reason that everyone seems like they're traveling is to get away, but what are you getting away from? If you're just traveling to get away from yourself, then maybe travel's not the answer right now. But if you are traveling and you have a heavy heart, why not travel with intention? Why not focus? Why don't you shift your mind and travel in a way that helps you learn a little bit more about yourself? So you're not running and escaping, you're stopping and reflecting. This is much easier for introverts, not so much for extroverts. Let me just tell you a quick difference. So for extroverts, yes, you want to be busy. You like to go where the action is. You love the interface with people and places and new culture and food. You love all that. But what if you still enjoyed all of that, but you scheduled some time for deep reflection, for observing yourself, and looking at the behaviors you're not really fond of, or the values or the belief systems that you see through your observations? You're like, ugh, that's not me, or that's not who I want to be. When you become conscious of that, you're starting to step into your cosmic consciousness because you're being an observer. You're observing from your spiritual mind, not your rational mind. This is how you can dramatically transform yourself while you're on vacation. What if the same holds true for introverts? Now, introverts are much more reflective. They get stillness, they get reflection. They do solo travels. They really want alone time. But what if you schedule time, you schedule observation time to observe people? You go sit somewhere quietly on a bench in the middle of it all and observe people. It doesn't have to be for a long time. But you observe an extrovert in action. And when you see them, when you're observing them, are there things that they do? Sorry, I'm flexing a little bit. Is there things that they do that remind you of you? We all have the same patterns of behavior. Just surfaces a little bit differently. So what if you're seeing that you yourself do have some similar traits of an extrovert? These are your observations. And once you see these observations and you relate them to yourself, you too become consciously aware. And as a witness, you start observing this from a cosmic consciousness. It's your spiritual mind observing things, knowing that it can change, knowing that it can tap into this construct that isn't limited by time. It's an energy light construct that can change things automatically. But you have to be aware of it. You have to tap into it. Okay, lots more on the blog. I go into each personality type from a perspective of temperaments. I don't go into all 16. I just go in per your temperament. So look on the blog for that. And it explains what would feed your soul on vacation. Hope you enjoy this. Please like, share, subscribe. You know the drill. More this week on YouTube, and enjoy the blog. All for now. Nina Zapala, spiritual personality typing.